Hey guys, welcome back, and well, I'm going to actually start doing what I said I was going to do a long time ago, was do some toy reviews. Now, I do mostly, what I wanted to really start this video out, it's just a side note, was movie reviews. But I kind of expanded into kind of a bigger genre of things that I like, which is collectibles, toys. I will talk about movies and so forth. But today we're going to focus on toys. Or collectibles, however you want to call them. I know YouTube is weird about it, and some people are weird about it. But, hey, whatever, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through some of the stuff that I've not only recently purchased in store, but I actually got online and then in the mail. So some of the stuff is slightly old. For some people, it's kind of old news. Maybe not for others. For some of us who kind of... It takes a while to get stuff. It's new to me. Let's just say that. Anyway, so I want to kind of go through what I've gotten so far. But first things first, I just wanted to share something. We have a store out here where I live. It's actually like a flea market store, and there's two levels. There's a bottom level, which is actually all like really super old stuff. Some of it was in my era, but yeah, it's kind of an actual flea market with little sections. It's huge too, and they've got little sections throughout and just stuff everywhere. It's really cool. And every once in a while, you can find some really neat stuff that you can add to a collection if you like. But they have a top section. That whole top section is nothing but toys, from like old vintage stuff, like way back in the day, like the 50s, to like current. And they have this huge, giant Star Wars section, and yeah, it's a really, really cool place. I've actually found a lot of really neat stuff since being there, since seeing it. But I just recently purchased something that I remember having when I was a child. I don't know if anybody remembers this or not. It was a Swamp Thing. And this particular one, if you could see it, this particular one, which is what I thought was really cool as a child, was his arm comes away. It's a rope, so you can like hang it, whatever. And then to get it back, you just squeeze his legs. And it comes back. Anyways, I remember having this when I was a child. I don't know how I got it, but I remember having it. It was a really neat toy to have. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, I gotta get it. Now, it was it was like $16, which is way more than I purchased or possibly purchased when I was a child, but this was really cool. So it's something just to bring up. Every once in a while, I think I'll show you guys something that, was of my past. And then somebody makes these. I don't know who makes them, and I don't know where the card art comes from, but when I was a kid, back in the 80s, they had, obviously we had Cabbage Patch Kids, right? And I, as a child, had a Cabbage Patch Kid. I was a boy. And I had the cat and the dog. But that was a thing. But then eventually they came out with Garbage Pail Kids. Huge Garbage Pail Kid fan. I wasn't allowed to have them because they were bad, the cards. But I got to see other people who had them and whatnot. And every once in a while I could sneak one in. But somebody made these, and there's a whole bunch of them too. But I was only able to pick up one because each of these are like $10. So I can't buy a lot of them, but they're based on 80s or 70s movies. And I saw this one, I was like, I have to have it. So basically, it's like a little miniature 4x6 card, but it's in a frame, and it's a Garbage Pail Kid. But it's called Bam Bam Sam. And if you guys can see that, if I can get it nice and close, this is from a movie from the 80s. It's a deep cut. It's a deep cut movie. Not a lot of people know this movie. It's actually part of my movie collection of my favorite movies, because I have like a movie collection downstairs, and then I have like up in my office a small one, but that's like my all-time favorites, and this is part of that. If you guys don't know this movie, it's about a meteor that comes passing by Earth, and anybody's outside that's not protected by, I think it was like a lead or steel building, they got evaporated. But those certain people that were kind of exposed became like monsters, like kind of almost zombie monsters. There was a very few of them, but then there was like few that were actually completely safe, and it follows this one cheerleader. It's a great movie. It's a deep cut movie. I'm going to put the name on the screen because right now, for some reason, I can't remember the name of it, which is terrible because it's one of my favorites, right? It's probably going to come to me while I'm talking, though. But anyways, check that movie out if you haven't seen it. It's an awesome throwback. I want to get the other ones because there's some really cool other ones, and I'll show you them whenever I get those. Anyways, so let's get started. I don't want to take too much time reminiscing on stuff in the past. Hold on, let me take a sip of my drink. And yes, I am drinking out of an LOL Surprise cup. I saw it at the Dollar Tree. Whatever, I needed a cup. So, anyways, so first things first. So I'm gonna kind of go through a couple things here that I'm not gonna open, but they were pretty cool when and mind you, this particular one that I'm about to show you, I ordered this like last year, a long time ago. And it took forever. And the funny thing is, I was told to order it off of Target. So I went on Target, and I never ordered anything on Target before. And I ordered it, and I waited and waited and waited, and I was like, what's going on? Why haven't sent this thing yet? It was really set for a later date anyways, but I just double checked. Come to find out, Target canceled my order. I don't know why. I had ordered it, and it was way before it was even supposed to be released, so why they canceled my order, I have no idea. I had to reorder it through another company. I can't remember who. If it was Big Bad Toys or someplace else. At any rate, maybe Entertainment Earth. I finally got it after everybody was posting videos of, oh, look what I got, look what I got. But I finally got my Stan Lee, my Marvel Legends Stan Lee figure. That thing is flipping cool. Now, I actually take out my Marvel Legends. It's one of the figures that I take out of the box. Now, my Star Wars Black Series, you can see back here on the wall, I don't take any of my Star Wars stuff out. Only a few things like my swoop bike, my other bike, I take those out of the packages. And I take, my pops out of the packages, but there's certain things I don't. And I don't think I'm going to pull him out. Now, I could, but this is, one of those rare ones that I'm like, you know what? I think I like this display, and I like the fact that his name's across here and stuff. I think I might just keep this the way it is. There's no real point in pulling it out. Maybe in the future I'll get one that I can, but I waited for a long time for this, and I think it's pretty cool. So that's awesome. So that's one. All right. So anyways, so just recently, here's the other thing too. We'll keep it on the Marvel Legends. So I collect Marvel Legend female characters, and that's how I've always done, because I remember when I was really into comics for a while there, and I still am, it's just been a minute, they came out with the A-Force. I love the idea of go ahead and getting, like, just the Marvel Legends female characters, because there's so many characters out there. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stick with the females and kind of go for a theme, right? And so most of my favorite characters are female anyways, so that's kind of a theme that I always go with. Don't get it wrong though, I do have a lot of male characters that I like. It's just not all females, but that was kind of the theme. So anytime a Marvel Legend came out, I wanted to get that. Now I've gotten this particular character, I've gotten this multiple times in that same character because they have made more of that character. Now the crazy thing about it is I think there's 2 more editions of this character that I have yet to get. But this one's kind of cool. I debated whether or not I should get it in the box or separate, like I could buy the figure by itself through eBay, because I have done that. But I was like, you know what? It was available where I saw it, and I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to grab it. So I did, and although I don't really collect Marvel Legends for the Build-A-Figure part, I know most people do, which is they'd rather care about that Build-A-Figure than the actual smaller characters, which I don't understand. If you're not into that character per se, why does having the Build-A-Figure mean so much? Is it just because it's a Build-A-Figure? Are you just collecting for the purpose of having a bath? I mean, I don't know. I collect characters that I'm into, regardless of, oh, look what these characters can build, this character. I don't really give a fuck about that Bath character. It's cool, but that's not what I'm into. I'm into the character. So, and then they'll just give the other characters away. I don't get it. Whatever. But, you know, more power to you. That's what you're into. I got this one. This is Jean Grey. Again, I've gotten multiple Jean Greys. You guys have probably already seen this one. It's got Sugar Man in it, which I'm, you know, I could care less about. It's kind of cool looking. It really is a different type of figure. But I'm into the fact that, you know, I'm into Jean Grey. I'm into the female characters. So that's my thing. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with the Build-A-Figure, but most of my Build-A-Figures, most of my extra parts are still in storage. I've never done anything with them. And I've never actually collected an entire set to fully make one bath, because there's always like one or two that I'm like, I don't really care about those. I'm not going to get them. There is 2 Build-A-Figures that I actually want. And it's not these ginormous Build-A-Figures, because people are like, oh no, I don't get a whole big ginormous thing out of a Build-A-Figure. Wah. The 2 that I want are actually tiny. It's Mantis and oh wow, I'm blanking on her name. Okoye. I love Okoye just because she's also Michonne, but I want that one. I've got all of the female Black Panther characters, but I'm missing her, and I want her, and I've got like 2 or 3 body parts, but I can't find the rest. And I haven't gotten, I think I've got like 1 thing for Mantis. And I have yet to get them. But I got Jean Grey. That's cool. I'm probably going to open her up. I've been kind of like holding off because of money purposes. Maybe I should return it and just order the piece by itself. But keeping on Legends, this one just recently came out. And not only is the character pretty cool, and I've never heard of this character before. Actually, I kind of heard about the character. I thought it was who the female in Deadpool was, but I guess maybe not, because she never like changed into anybody, which is her power. But it's Shiklah from the Deadpool series here. It's got Jeff the Shark in it. It's pretty cool. I like her outfit. I like her style, her face. So I really dig this character. I like the print in the purple, the very detailed print in her purple outfit there. I definitely like this. I want more characters like this. Like they have the other one coming out of what is that 4-pack? The Hellfire Club. I seriously want the 2 women in that, because I think one is Jean Grey, if I'm not mistaken. The other one is I think the White Queen? Anyways. So yeah, so I'm happy about that. That's definitely going to come out the box. It's definitely going to go with my other figures. Now, whenever I do an actual room tour, you'll find that I don't have any Legends in here because I've got so many of them. I had originally planned for them to be on this little shelf unit back over here, but there is literally no room to put all of them. So I'm coming up with a really cool idea for downstairs in my theater area. I'm going to make a display that goes all the way around the wall, and it's going to be kind of a hidden box where like you can't see what it is until you turn the light on the inside, and then there they all are on the inside. It's going to be pretty tight. At any rate, there's another female. Marvel Legends is different. It's done in the old retro style backed card box. Gwen Stacy. I have Gwenpool and Spider-Gwen, and so I was like, I gotta have Gwen Stacy's, you know, which you can also turn into obviously what's her face, MJ, Mary Jane. But I really like this character. I like the design. I love this. So I just happened to one day walk into a Target, and there it was, and I was like, snag. But yeah, so that's part of my collection. Now, I don't know if I'm going to take her out, because I have 2 other characters on carded box. I have the first Storm that they came out with, the Black Storm, that they had. Was it black or white? I think it might have been the white one. Was the first one they came out with that everybody was like scrambling for. I haven't taken her out of the box. I don't think I will, because I have another Storm. It's not a Marvel Legend. It is a different company. I can't remember. Hold on. I'm gonna eat a sweet tart rope. Hungry. Anyways, so I don't know if I'm gonna take her out of the box because like I haven't taken Storm out, and there's another character. I think it's Dazzler, the second one that was on the carded box. I haven't taken her out either, but I'm not quite sure if I will. I don't think I really care about that one, so I can just pull that out. So yeah, I don't know yet about this one. It's not nostalgia for me to have it on this card because it's a retro thing. I never purchased any of the Spider-Man stuff, retro, whatever, when I was a kid or younger. So yeah. Anyways, so moving on. That is Marvel. So what I also got, I don't play the game, the Overwatch, but I was really into some of the characters that they were selling. So they had the Sombra, but they had her on discount. I found her at a place called Ollie's for like $7.99. The reason why I got her was because I actually picked up some other characters, which I can show you in a second. And I've gotten 4 characters. They're female characters, obviously. But I got those, excuse me, on a discount as well. I got them at Five Below for basically $5. Even the 2-pack I got for $5, which is crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and get these. And they look pretty cool. I like them. I really do. I like the way they look, you know. They're detailed. They're a little smaller than some of the other kind of characters I have. But they're together. They're not going to mix with other genres. So I'll open her out and I'll put her. And like I said, I'll probably cut in, or you might see it later, the other characters that I got. Anyways, so moving on. I have some wrestling figures. Now, mind you, when I was young, when I was in the 80s, I know you're not allowed to say this, but the WWF was what it was called. We had WCW back then too, but WWF was the shit, right? It had all these character wrestlers. They were all characters. They weren't just like Bob and Jim and Isaac and Jacob. It was like, you know, the Ultimate Warrior. You know, you had like Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Jake the Snake Roberts. You know, and it was like everybody had like the, you know, Steamboat and Junkyard Dog, and you know, you had all these, you know, great wrestlers, and they all had like a persona. It wasn't just like, hey, what's up guys, it's me with long hair, you know. That's why I liked it. Anyways, you know, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, I got some of them, and my favorite was Jake the Snake. I even got some Muscle Men. Obviously, I got some female characters. Why not, right? But I saw this in the store, and although I don't have him, which I will get, and you'll know who I'm talking about in a second. Although I didn't get him, I found Miss Elizabeth, and I was like, what? Everybody, every kid, when they were my age, was like, oh my God, Miss Elizabeth is so hot. I would totally be with her. I would like to make out with her, right? So yeah, Miss Elizabeth was, so, you know, obviously Macho Man Randy Savage. I don't have him yet. I'm probably going to try and get him eventually. That way at least she's with him. But I'm probably going to open up her too. I debated not to because I like the box. I like the fact that there are pictures on there too. But yeah, I was just like, you know what? That's cool. I'm going to get this. So I got it. And I was like, man, that might be one that I can't find later. Because people will be like, oh no, I got to have that. And you never find it again. I'm not really good with that. Usually I pick things that I think that people are going to buy out of. And they're peg warmers. And the ones that I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's going to be a peg warmer. Ends up being like one that everybody gets. Which is, I don't get that. But whatever. I'm not good at that. But I don't really purchase it for that reason. I purchase things that I want. You know what I mean? Because if you do that, then you just like buying stuff just to buy stuff. And it's, I don't have disposable income, even though it looks like I do. A lot of it's because I don't manage my money well. I'm pretty broke. But anyways, so moving on. Real quick, so I don't normally collect a lot of DC stuff. If I do collect it, it's specific characters like Superman, Supergirl. You know, I have one Green Lantern, one Flash, one Aquaman. I got one Batman. I mean, I've got more Batgirl than I have anything else, and obviously more Supergirl. But I was like, you know what? I have a small Batman, and I thought when I was buying him, it was like a 6 to 7 inch Batman. He's not. He's like a 5-inch Batman. And I was like, man, he's not gonna go with my little collection over here. And even though I love his style, I want that Hush Batman. But my God, because that thing looks amazing. That thing looks accurate Batman, colors, costume, everything. I'm not paying $100 for that Batman. You can kiss my ass. Go fly a kite. I don't care. $100 for that little figure. You can stick it. Alright? So I'm going to have to look elsewhere for one that actually... Because I'm very picky when it comes to the way something looks. But at any rate, this is what I picked up. And I like this. But the thing I don't like about it is the fact that the torso is like way stretched. It looks like what happened in his torso looks like somebody pulled him up. It doesn't look right. I like the costume, but then his head is also massively small compared to the rest of his body. And I put it next to Superman over here, and Superman's head is like, but this guy's like got a tiny ass head, and his torso, his like waist is like stretched. So the only real reason I bought him was because apparently this one was a hard one to find, but I went to a store and they had 20 of these because I guess they sent them all to one store and nobody else got them, which is weird. So I was like, you know what, let me pick it up because everybody's talking about it. And also it was $15, and online they were going for like $30. So I was like, oh, $15 for a $30 figure? Why not? And I'll hold on to him. I don't think I'm pulling it out of the package because I might not actually keep him. But then I saw this guy, and I was like, oh, this is cool. So I got Azrael. And I don't know a whole lot about this character, but I've got to say, this is a badass-looking character. He's got a flaming sword. Like, I'm a sort of religious person. And so I'm looking at this guy going, man, if this is some sort of, like, I don't know what, he's a badass. He's got, like, a lot of religious symbolism on him. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about him, you know, whatever. But he looks pretty cool. $15. And he was going online for a lot too, so I was like, you know what? Hey. And I got him because I actually liked him. Because there are figures that I was like, oh man, this is cheap. Going for a lot online. I'm like, screw it, right? But I was like, I might actually decide to keep this guy and maybe pull him out. I'm going to do a little research on him though. Anyways, Azrael. I'm trying to go through this pretty quickly because I don't know how many minutes I've already been doing this for. 20 minutes, Jesus. Alright, I'm going to stop now because I'm taking way too long. And I'll pick this up in another video. So stay tuned for more stuff because there's more genre stuff here. And it's pretty awesome. So I will catch you guys in the next video. And thanks so much for stopping by, enjoying what I've had to show you, and stay tuned for more. So, until next time, bye.
That's what you should do.
What's that?
You call yourself awesome.
I am awesome.